to the virtual Women in STEAM Week Gala, presented by Let's Go Full Steam Ahead. I'm your host and founder of Let's Go Full Steam Ahead, Sierra Marie Bond. Women in STEAM Week is an annual celebration held the third week in October and was created to honor the women throughout history who have paved the way for future innovators in the realms of science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. This week was also created to empower the next generation of innovators. As the astronaut Sally Ride said, "You can't be what you can't see." So we're sharing STEAM stories to inspire the future innovators to see their own potential to thrive. This year, we're excited to take the celebrations global as we host a virtual gala to kick off the Women in STEAM Week festivities. In this virtual gala, you'll hear from speakers from across the country, sharing their STEAM education and engagement efforts, information on how to increase diversity and inclusion in STEAM fields, and highlighting women in their lives that they find inspirational. Follow along with our online playlist to stream each episode of this gala, anywhere, anytime. You can learn more about Let's Go Full Steam Ahead by visiting our website, letsgofullsteamahead.com. Now, let's meet this episode's featured speaker.
Who says that a singer can't be an engineer? And who says that an engineer can't be Miss America? Let me just start off by saying that I don't say those things. Hi everyone, my name is Taylor Yamane. I'm a mechanical and aerospace engineer, and I'm also Miss Universtiy Heights 2020, set to compete at Miss California next year. Miss America isn't just an onstage competition. It's also a huge scholarship organization and a really amazing opportunity for young women everywhere to have a platform to advocate for social issues that are near and dear to them. This is called your Social Impact Initiative. My social impact initiative is called Full Steam Ahead, and I knew once I became a title holder that this was a social impact initiative that I wanted to endorse as a title holder. So I'm very honored to be here today to talk about it with all of you. So what is Full Steam Ahead? I'm sure most of you know what STEAM stands for, as we are here at the Women in STEAM Gala, but I'll explain it anyway. STEAM is an acronym for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics. And my social impact initiative specifically has two main goals. The first goal is to advocate for women in STEAM. I want to use my title to help lessen the gender gap in male-dominated fields such as STEAM fields, and to show women that they can be a part of that as well. The second part of my social impact initiative is to advocate for the arts in STEAM and to show that the arts are crucial to STEM fields and they're crucial to technological discovery and innovation. I also want to show everyone that you don't have to give up your artistic passions. I want to encourage everyone to keep their artistic passions throughout their life, even if their career doesn't necessarily involve the arts. I've seen the positive impact that having an artistic outlet has in my life, in my career, and in my schooling, and I think it's important that everyone does have that sort of artistic aspect in their life. So you might be wondering, why STEAM? And the simplest answer I can give you is because I live out STEAM every single day of my life. Not only was I an engineering student, but I also am a classically trained vocalist and pianist. I was in audition choirs throughout high school and college. Music is just a huge, huge, huge part of my life. And so I really embrace my artistic side while also embracing my STEM side as an engineering student. And so one of the big reasons why I advocate for women in STEAM with my social impact initiative is because I know what it feels like to be a woman going through engineering in college and trying to become an engineer out in the real world. I know what it feels like to be that minority as a woman in either a school or a field or the workplace that is male dominated. And it can be really, really scary, and it can be really, really challenging and daunting. I even remember one time while I was in school, I had a male classmate tell me that my midterm score was not bad, even though it was almost a perfect score and it was 10 points higher than his. So, how could that be not bad, right? And so sometimes, we feel inferior. We feel degraded while we are going through this process and while we are just trying to achieve something and pursue something that we really want to do. And I know what it feels like. I know the struggle you go through, and I know the feeling of wanting to quit and wanting to give up because you feel so inferior, because you feel so singled out in this small population of women. And I never want any woman to ever feel like that in their lives. It's a really, really scary feeling. And no matter what career you choose, you should feel strong enough. You should feel courageous to be able to go through it. And I don't want any girl to ever have to feel that pain and that struggle that I went through. And so that's why I try to inspire young women every day to be able to pursue whatever they want to pursue, no matter what it is. So the second part of my social impact initiative is obviously to advocate for arts in STEM, to integrate it together to make STEAM. Because obviously the arts have a huge, huge role in STEM subjects. And I think a lot of people don't quite understand, but when you're designing new types of technology or new types of medical devices, you need the creativity, you need the open-mindedness that arts give you, and that being involved in the arts at a young age can give you. And I think it's really important that we start to instill this in our youth today, to know that they should be doing some sort of artistic sort of classes, or adding artistic elements into STEM classes, because those things really, statistics have shown that test scores go up in math and science when the children have an artistic background, or they have an artistic class that they go to, or things like that. And so I think it's really important for us to realize that being involved in the arts, whether it be like in music like I am, or in drawing, painting, dancing, all those sorts of things, it opens up your mind to be able to create something amazing. It gives you the ability to problem solve, the ability to think out of the box, and the ability to be creative. And when you bring the technical aspect of STEM subjects and you bring it together with the artistic abilities that you get from being involved in the arts, that is when true innovation happens. That is when true discovery happens. And it's something that I've noticed in my own life, being an engineering student, going into manufacturing, going into design. Having my artistic background, having my musical background has really helped me in developing the skills that I need to do to be able to do my job well. And I've learned that firsthand. And so I think it's just something we need to share, and something we need to start making normal in all of our schools and in all the upbringing of our youth, to be able to see that STEAM is really what it should be. Not just STEM, not just the arts, but STEAM. Okay. So now you might be thinking, How do we go full steam ahead? How do we show young girls everywhere that they can go full steam ahead as well? And I'm just going to leave this here for you, for all of you to kind of sink in as I keep talking. This is a quote that I got from one of my coaches when I was younger, and it's basically what I've lived my whole life off of. And it goes like this: start by doing what is necessary, then do what is possible, and soon you will be doing the impossible. And basically what it means is you just take it one step at a time. If something seems really hard, something seems like something you can't achieve, it doesn't mean you have to jump in and really try to get there all of a sudden and think it's going to be okay. You have to put in the work. You have to start by doing what you know you can do, and then just level it up, keep leveling it up until you have finally reached your goal. Because I'm telling all of you right now, and this is what I tell young girls when I go and I talk to them about this, is I say that you can do whatever you want. You really can. If people tell you that something's impossible, they are wrong, and they are just giving you a challenge to show them that you can do whatever they said that you can't. And I've realized this in my own life. Growing up, I grew up on a farm. I'm half Japanese. And I lived in a predominantly white and Hispanic town. And so I got a lot of stereotypes thrown at me all the time. And I got a lot of social constructs and barriers and walls put in front of me trying to stop me to achieve the things that I wanted to achieve. And so I'm just going to share some stories with you about some things that I have had to overcome in my life that people told me were impossible. And I just hope that you can see that if you put in the work, if you really, really want to achieve something, you can do what's impossible too. So when I was younger, I wanted to be a hurdler. In middle school, I jumped over a hurdle and I thought it was the most exhilarating thing in my life. And I really, really wanted to do it. And my coaches looked at me, my teammates looked at me, and they would look at me and be like, "You want to be a hurdler?" Because you might not be able to tell, I'm 5'3", I'm very short, I'm this little Asian girl, and they all looked at me like, "You're just a little Asian girl. How are you going to be able to do the high hurdles?" And I really hated that no one believed in me. No one thought I could do it. And I remember I put in the hard work. I stayed longer after all the practices. I really trained and I really tried to perfect it. And then I got up to my first race, racing against girls that were 6 feet tall and their legs were probably as tall as me. And I ended up getting first place. I ended up beating all of them. And I think all of my coaches were really, really shocked at how I could actually do this and how I could actually be good. And then when I was in high school, I actually ended up being a district champion in the 100-meter high hurdles and a state qualifier every year of high school, whether it was in the 100-meter hurdles or the 300-meter hurdles. And it was something I was really proud of because I just wanted to show everyone that you can be really short and you can run the high hurdles and you can win. And it was something that everyone thought I couldn't do. And it felt so good to finally just prove that I could do it. And a similar situation happened to me when I was in high school. I tried out for the school musical and I ended up being cast as the lead in Annie. So I was playing Annie, and I remember telling all my friends that I got the lead in the musical and I was so excited, and they would look at me and say, "You're playing Annie?" And it was mostly because, like I said before, I'm Japanese. I didn't look like normal Annie. I didn't have the red hair. I didn't have the fair skin. And everyone was kind of like, "How can you play Annie?" And it honestly broke my heart a little bit because, you shouldn't be judging me by what you see right here. You should be judging me off of my skill. You should be judging me off of the hard work I put into my audition, off of, being able to actually play the part. And that's something I had to realize. I got the part because of my skill. And that no one, even if they do judge the way I look while I'm on stage and that I don't look like the normal Annie, then who cares? That's just, like I said, another barrier, another stereotype that people didn't think I was able to play this person, even though I had the ability to do so. And even growing up on a farm, I grew up on a farm in a small town that's about 2,500 people in Eastern Washington. And really, no one thought that I was going to be able to leave and go and compete at Miss California. No one really expected me to go to a really prestigious engineering school and be able to become an engineer. We had very limited resources. We didn't have the ability to kind of train people to be able to be successful at those sorts of things. And now I'm standing here today. I'm talking with all of you amazing people, and I will be competing at Miss California next year, and I am working as an engineer now. And so, there's just all those sorts of things, your gender, your ethnicity, your background, those are just walls. Those are just social constructs that people are putting on you and stereotypes that people are putting on you that you can break down. And I have realized in my own life that I just started doing what I wanted to do, and then all of a sudden I was doing the things that people told me I couldn't do. And I know that each and every one of you, that every young girl out there, you can do what people say that you can't do. And I hope, no matter what career you're going in, if it's STEM, if it's in the arts, if it's STEAM, if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be a politician, if you want to be a CEO of a giant company, that you can do it. I think that's the beautiful thing of Full Steam Ahead, is it's not just about women in STEAM, but it's about breaking down barriers. It's about showing girls that they can do whatever they want, that they have no limits. And that's why I love this social impact initiative. It has so many levels, and this is why I'm just so honored to be able to share this all with you today. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for watching this episode of the virtual Women in STEAM Week Gala. Be sure to watch the other episodes in the playlist to view the full show. To learn how you can get involved with STEAM education and engagement efforts to empower the next generation of innovators, visit our website, letsgofullsteamahead.com.